Morning, boys. How are we all? Wednesday it is. How are we? Welcome to the show. Hope you're all doing well. Good morning. It's a nice sunny day in Greater Manchester. I am buzzing after watching some proper football last night. I don't know about you guys. We'll get into that. Quick rundown of the running order for the show today. We'll talk about PSG, some City fixture news, transfers, specifically this Krupi guy. Then we got John Stones. I'm going to predict the rest of the Premier League title, and then any other business. Pretty much that's it. I love this tune, by the way. It's just random. What up, Brandon? Good to see you, mate. What up, Katie? Hello. What up, Jordan? Good morning, people. Good morning. I don't know about you, but when the sun's shining, it makes a massive difference. It does. By the way, this is the first time I've ever worn this shirt. Ever. This is the first ever time it's been out the wardrobe with the label off since I bought it. It never used to fit me. Now it fits. How about that? Yeah, man. Hold it. Let's dim the music until it runs out. Like a bit of background music, to be fair. But yeah, man. So, who watched the PSG game last night? Paris Saint-Germain, Bayern Munich delivered us an absolute treat. It was that damn good. It was that damn good. What a game! It's my favourite shirt. The 99 one's my favourite City shirt of all time. I got it for my 17th birthday. Yeah. I got it like a couple of weeks early for my 17th birthday. Or 16th, one of them. Yeah, man. Good times. It is progress, mate. It is. Yeah. It really is. It's still a little bit... I'm not as comfortable as I would like to be, but it's a fucking shirt, man. And 2 years ago, I never fit in a football shirt, so here we are. Happy days. But yeah, genuine thoughts on the Paris Saint-Germain Bayern Munich game last night. Anyone? Throw them in the chat. Let's have a chat about it. It made me sad. It made me really sad. You know when you think you've got the best product and what you think is minty, you've got a good car, your hair looks nice, and you come across somebody else who just smells better than you. I love watching the Premier League. I think the Premier League's mint, but that last night was just another 2 levels to what we've witnessed all year. For 2 years. Now, the caveat on that is, it reminded me of the Premier League in like the mid-noughties, 80s, 90s and noughties, where teams were just attacking because they had the skills. It's partly down, honestly, a lot of it's partly down to Pep and how Pep's terrorised the league with attacking football. Teams have to find a way to defend, and now it's become defense. It's become defense over attack rather than that. Last night was just pure about defending, attacking, man. Well, Manuel Neuer last night did his very, very best Claudio Bravo impression and didn't save a single shot. He didn't save a single shot last night. But saying that, he couldn't have gotten near any of them anyway. It's just one of them. It's just one of those nights. What do you do? Watched those two last night. I was constantly thinking, would we even compete? See, I think we would. They were just 2 teams well at it, bang at it. They were like blow for. That was like Rocky the film. It was like Rocky versus Mr. T or Clubber Lang. It was just literally a blow for blow. Just go until someone drops dead. And that's what it was. And Bayern Munich should have been in front and then ended up being 5-2 down, and it quite easily could have been 5-0. It was just madness. What a game of football. What an absolute pleasure to have watched that last night. And plays that stood out for me, man. I love Vitinha was I was salivating over Vitinha last night. He's so good. But Dembele had a good game. Harry Kane, man, he's got to be Ballon d'Or winner. He's just, I don't know what it is. He was always a good player at Spurs, but he's just gone into another level over there, man. Every single touch, everything he does, his positional play, he's just, I don't know, man. I think he is the best player in the world at the minute, Harry Kane. He really is. You know, when he just steps up and slides that penalty home, he's just, is it 54 goals he scored this year for Harry Kane? 54. Madness, that. And I think last night was the 100th goal that the Bayern Munich forwards have scored between them. That reminds me of City, that reminds me of the Sterling, Aguero, Mahrez seasons where everyone's banging goals in. And going back further than that, Darren Huckabee, Sean Goater, Paul Dickoff season in like 2001 or something, where they were just bagging goals for fun when we got promoted out of the Championship. In fairness, though, those teams that are attacking with no... they were just like... the best form of defence is just attack. Let's just go, 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 go. It was mint. He is magic. Oh, mate, I'd do anything to have Vitinha at our club. He is the Bernardo Silva regen. He is. How old is Vitinha? Is he 25? 2000, so he's 26. He was born, so he's 26. He's just turned 26 this year in February. Man, he is my dream footballer. He is everything I would want as a City midfielder. He's just so good. Makes me sick we haven't got him. It generally makes me sick we haven't got Vitinha. It does. By the way, before we start moving on stuff, do me a favour, like the stream, all that stuff. It does help. Comments and like and stuff. And if you're watching back, comment. It'd be great. Appreciate it. Subscribe, all that sort of stuff. We're getting close to 500 subs, which is good for monetization and things. So if you're enjoying it, do it. There is a couple of shorts out. They talk about, if you were here on Monday, talking about Vincent Kompany and the Apple, which was random, but it sort of worked. And talk about Maresca. So yeah, do me a favour, like the streams and things. It'd be great. Really impressive Bayern going 5-2 down. Your manager is not on the sideline and pulling you back to 5-4. They will win it in Munich. You know what? I don't know. I really hope the winner comes from this leg, though, because I'd hate for Bayern or PS Saint-Germain to get to the final and just be terrored off the ball, become a slugfest, and then an Arsenal win 1-0 in 88th minute free kick or something from a corner. I'd hate that. I want the best teams to win. It's why I always piss me off when Real Madrid win. They didn't deserve to. It does. Oh yeah, they have been like, they are Stockholm syndrome Arsenal fans, saying that this is shit defending what we're watching. Stockholm syndrome is what you're watching, mate. You've been conditioned to think that what you deliver on a daily basis or a weekly basis is the standard. No, it can't be. We cannot look at that Arsenal team from what we watched last night and tonight to think that anything they do for football is good. They're just brutes. They're just brutes, man. They are. They are. But yeah, man, last night was very enjoyable. You know what? I really hope. I mean, I obviously want Arsenal to lose tonight, but I hope Atletico Madrid, and especially Julian Alvarez, manage to turn something on tonight. And just if they can win 2 or 3-0, or if 5-1 or something, I'd love it, because I think it'd absolutely ruin Arsenal and the fan base. That would make things good. But I want a final with teams that I know are quite different. If something's going to change, it would be the ideal final would have been last night. But I want of the two sides to football, I want the attacking team versus one of the best defensive teams. And obviously that's not Arsenal because they're shit. But I like Simeone. I think Simeone he's horrible. He's like, if Simeone manages the way Bernardo Silva plays, he's just hanging. But he's horrible, but he's always there. Simeone was kind of a player, but I mean, he's got an answer for everything. They are, mate. They're a mentally unstable fan base, massively mentally unstable, and it will implode. It will. I think the thing is, though, that, you know what, Katie, I think they have that. They have this blend of being good at shithousery and defensive, but they also have some really good footballers. And Arsenal don't have the attack, whereas Atletico do. Bunch of stiff ballers. They are stiff. Stiff idiots, aren't they? Yo, what up, Luke? I'm good to see you. Good to see you, mate. I'm doing all right, pal. Yeah, it's good to see you, man. But yeah, so let's move on to the City stuff in hand. Yesterday, news broke about the fixtures and the embarrassment around that. We'll have a little chat around this. Let's have a look. Is that the one? That's the one. There we go. So, you guys can see that, right? So the final fixtures have been announced. These are the final days for the fixtures, which is a shit show for us. But this is what we've got to deal with. So we've got Everton on Monday, and then the following Saturday we have Brentford at home. And then we have Crystal Palace midweek, which is fine. We're used to that first part of the Monday, Saturday, Wednesday is fine. That is a traditional football schedule, right? It is. Ideally, this Everton game would have been played on Sunday, but so be it. That's the way it falls. It's then the FA Cup final on the Saturday, which I'm really glad that it's on the Saturday at 3:00 traditional. That's fine. It's the Tuesday. Why have we been put on a Tuesday? Why? Why has that game been slid onto a Tuesday? It could have been on a Wednesday. Why is that game not been put to a Wednesday? Because then you have 3 days off. I mean, it gives you either get 2 days off or 3 days off or 3 days and free. I just don't understand why that one's been put on Tuesday. And then obviously the bullshit around this Crystal Palace game that is in the midweek there has been rescheduled for 3 or 4 months. It's been to be rescheduled for months. Why have they fucked up so bad? And obviously you get the chirping and noise from all the ghouls online. City trying to change the fixtures for that. No, they're not. City basically wanted to swap them Palace and Bournemouth games around. So that the Palace game could have been in midweek and the Bournemouth one could have been done weeks ago. It's a mess, man. It's a mess. Morning, Rob. Good to see you, mate. Athletic are a bit like us. They're game breakers and score from nothing. They are, dude. They are indeed. My own problem is why isn't Bournemouth on Wednesday the 20th 2 days? That's what I mean, mate. Look, we all knew. Imagine, right? Just imagine we was in the Champions League. Imagine we were still in the Champions League and we had a semi-final to play. Where's that going? Where would that have gone? The problem with all this is this here. This is what's caused all the shit. Because if that's not there, then the Bournemouth game plays there, and then your Champions League games can go in the weeks. Does that make sense? That's the issue. The FA Cup final being before the end of the season, which is absolutely horse shit, by the way. The Premier League should be the final game of the domestic season in this country. It should be. It is the final. It's the best league. It's the best competition in the world. It's the most traditional old football competition in the world. Fuck the TV. Fuck the schedules. It should be the final game of the season. And it always should be. It should be on a Saturday at 3:00 at Wembley. That is it. That is a tradition that should stand as long as time. And it should be on BBC and ITV. And anything else other than that is complete, utter woke nonsense. But I don't understand the meltdown. This always happens when we go deep in domestic cups. It's the FA Cup, mate. It is. I know I do get the 3 day stuff, but it is the FA Cup final. That's the problem. It really is. Exactly the reason why the FA Cup should be the final game of the season. They complain about it being watered down and no one taking it seriously. That's your answer right there. That's your answer. It should be the final game of the season, the week after the season finishes. It always has been. Money, man. We never get favours from anyone anyway. I mean, we don't. I mean, traditionally, is this any different from when we went for the treble? It's not. However, the problem is the FA Cup final was at the end of the season. It's been chucked into league games before it, which obviously means if we win it, we've got a chance to. Look, here's the thing: if we win the league from here, forget the FA Cup for now. These 3 fixtures here, these 3 fixtures in 9 days will define the league. Because if we're still in with a shout there, we win this, and then we've got the Bournemouth game, and that one there is if we take care of business here, that doesn't matter. It's this one, and if we can take care of business and go to that game on Tuesday against Bournemouth, that's where we win the league. You are indeed forcing, mate. What up, Pip? Good to see you, mate. You are forcing to rotate for a cup final. You are. You devalued the major competition in the country. Devalued it. They really have. What up, Governor? Good to see you, mate. Wednesday's Europa League. That's why it's on Wednesday. I do agree with. Fuck. Honestly, there's another thing. Fuck UEFA and their shitty rules about games. Not fuck them. It's nothing to do with them. The domestic calendar is the reason why you've got European competition. Fuck UEFA, and especially fuck UEFA after that handball last night. If you saw that handball decision last night, dog shit. Dog shit organisation. FIFA are corrupt with money. UEFA's referees are horse shit. It's bad. It annoys me because that last night, that could have. Imagine if that penalty decided the game. It's not a penalty. It's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. And have you heard the stuff about? So that handball you saw last night, if you've not seen it, I recommend you watch it. The penalty that Paris Saint-Germain got last night, that is the directive that the UEFA want to put in all domestic leagues with VAR. They want that to be the standard of penalty. So you imagine the amount of shit we get in this league about handballs now. That's what they want. They want it touching your fingers, penalty. Foul, a penalty at Real Madrid. That's what they want every single time. It was never a handball, mate. It literally hit his body first and then deflected onto his hand. That's the handball they want. That's what you're going to get in the World Cup. That's the Champions League standard of handball. The game is dying and it's all becoming bureaucratic bullshit. You know, nobody wants that as a penalty at all. Nobody at all. They can apply the laws themselves. They can apply their own laws. They're just derivatives, what they call it. They can apply your own laws themselves, their own versions of the laws. When it comes to technology like VAR, it has to be a similar standard, whereas the laws are different. It's interpretation. I think there was, Luke. The second one, yeah, he won the ball, but he'd already gone through the player. Do you know what I mean? He'd already tackled him, and then as the momentum gone through, he won the ball. But by then, he'd already snapped him, I think. Off his thigh, yeah. What happened? That's accidental. It's mad. It's absolutely mad. And the way they're going with this new offside rule is where Arsene Wenger gets involved and you've got to be daylight. You'll be diving like a fucking spear offside, so your legs are like that. He's onside. My legs were behind him, even though he's 14 feet in front because he's dived. But yeah, so those are the issues we've got with the fixtures. I will do a predictor at the end of the broadcast today to see where we end up with the league and stuff. But yeah, we're definitely going to go through it. This is business as usual. This is a honking couple of days. Honking. And I mean, absolutely nothing to help away fans there whatsoever. I mean, I'm going to the FA Cup final. If I was an away going football fan, imagine going from Manchester to Chelsea to London for the FA Cup final on a Saturday, going home on a Sunday, and then travelling down to Bournemouth, which is even further away for the Tuesday night game. So you're basically going to live in London for 6 days. It is one game at a time, mate. Business, it's just business now. One game, next game, like Pep's always said. Next game. You finish the game, immediately out your head. Next game, which is Can you guys hear me? I just knocked my mic off by accident. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm talking bollocks. That's what you get for being expressive with your hands. It's probably one of the greatest achievements, especially with a squad. And it's come out of nowhere as well, Luke. It's come out of absolutely nowhere. Good morning, Andrew. Good morning, mate. Is this working? Your mic working, by the way? I can't really tell on my end. I'm assuming it is. Can I test it on here? Working, yeah. Nice one. Cheers. Cheers, mate. Okay. So yeah, those are the fixture problems. And one thing I found weird is that the fans in uproar around the world, like we're trying to ask for a favour. Apparently, City submitted 5 different scenarios to get this fixture changed, and they just got rejected. Which, you know what, at the end of the day, is fair. If that's the way they want to do business, and so be it. Make sure they hold those standards to other teams, because I guarantee you other things will happen. It's just because we're City and everyone loves to hate on us. You know what I mean? We've been here before. Hopefully the team can get through it. Mate, listen, this is it. You played all season in this. We played this all season, struggled in games, been poor. It all builds up to a crescendo. It's whether we get over the line or not. If we do, we do. If we don't, so be it. You know full well we'll be back next year. We will be there. We will be there. %, Luke. Forget the outside noise. It is what it is. It just is what it is. It's not like we've been given extra games. Though it's just the games. It's just the game in running order is the problem, right? Walter, I think, you know what, mate? I think the FA Cup final. I think the FA Cup final is one where he might take a risk. He might take a risk in the FA Cup final with a similar sort of style team we put out against Southampton. It just depends on fitness. We just don't know. We just don't know what happens. People might get injured. They might get suspensions. You know what I mean? We just don't know. But I would imagine if there's any game he takes a chance with there, it's going to be the home game against Brentford. I'll be a little bit there. And then potentially the Chelsea FA Cup final. I did, mate. We'll do the John. We'll move to the John Stone stuff now. Then I was going to do it after a couple of things, but we'll do the John Stone stuff now. So if you haven't seen it, there's a John Stones interview video floating about by City and John Stones. It was on Instagram for yesterday. I don't know if it's on YouTube yet. It was a tough watch, man. We've had some players leave over the years, haven't we? You know, we've had David Silva go, Aguero, Fernandinho, Company, other players that have left that have been here for a long time. No kind of video has ever hit me like that John Stones one did. I don't know, man. You just know it. You can just tell. You can just tell certain players get it. You can tell it. Certain players appreciate the life that they've had because of City and the amount of things that have changed and what he's won, and knowing where John Stones has come from, his background, and how hard he's had to work, and the effort he's been through, and his route, and his injuries, you know, and always won, being that Champions League final, knowing that he's playing that position, he was one of the best players on the pitch. You know, if he hadn't been injured this last 3 or 4 years, we'd be talking about the greatest Premier League centre-back of all time. Now, obviously, that'll get brushed under the carpet because he's got a blue shirt. But if he played for Arsenal, if he played for United, he'd be lauded as one of the best centre-backs of all time. And rightly so. He's an absolutely fantastic footballer. He is. Morning, Herbal. Good to see you, mate. But the thing is, injuries are a thing, man. To be fair, there has been better players that have had their careers ruined by injury over the years. It just has. That's just life, man. We're just very lucky that we got to have John Stones in our team because he was kind of like the poster boy for the Pep style of play. Him and Gundogan, when Pep brought those two in, that was the catalyst for we are going to become a ball-playing, ball retention machine. And those two players kind of did that. He did, man. But John Stones, what a player. I hope he gets some game time before the end of the season. I'd imagine he's shoed in to play Brentford. I think he'll play some games before the end of the season. I hope he does. You know, he might get injured. He probably got injured filming that video. We don't know. But it was sad to see him go. The realistic thing for me is I think he'll go and play one season somewhere else and he'll retire. I do. I think he'll retire. I think he's got another year in him and he'll just knock on the head. Because as you're seeing, the drop-off when you leave City to another club is brutal. There's not many players that have left City at that age and gone somewhere else and been good. They usually go like that or they're off a cliff. You know, they are. So, yeah, it is what it is. I think John Stones is going to be one of those sort of guys that'll be around our club as an ambassador voice, like your Joe Hart's, for years to come. And I imagine there's a job at live for him at City as well. You think he'll go back to Everton? I'd like to think so. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? It would be nice to go back to Everton. I think he's maybe got 2 years in him. You know what? He's got one more injury or another season, I think, at another level. He would have been England's greatest ever defender. He would have been City's greatest ever defender above Company, and you could argue, if you're doing your Man City 11 of all time, depending on what area you're from, so let's say 2000 onwards, depending on who you are, there's not many that could be fitting in there, but it's Company and John Stones, man. It is Company and Stones. Kyle Walker, Vincent Company, John Stones, and then pick your left back. There's not many to choose from, really, over the years. But, yeah. I'll always appreciate John. I doubt we'll win a treble without him, legend. That's it, man. He's achieved the very, very most you can. He won 6 Premier Leagues or something like that. 6 Premier League titles. Didn't he win more Premier League? He's won more trophies than Rio Ferdinand, and we all talk about Rio Ferdinand as one of the best defenders. He's won more trophies, mate. He has. He'll go to Barca. I hope he goes somewhere. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to... I don't know. I just wish, you know... I genuinely wish him the best luck. He deserves it. Him and Bernardo Silva and Gundogan and De Bruyne, when these guys leave, and if you don't flap your gums like Kyle Walker, you get the same treatment. He deserves the very, very, very best wherever he wants to go. And I'm sure every City fan, barring a few absolute mutants online, who don't know what day it is, because they're all on whatever, but everyone will, put it this way, I've watched a few Napoli games because De Bruyne has played. You know, I've watched other teams because we've had ex-City players there. If John Stones is playing for another team, I'll watch him. If it's Everton versus Bournemouth and he's playing for Everton, I'll watch because of John Stones. I'll be wanting John Stones to do well. He's won more than John Terry. Good. 19 trophies. Let's hope it's 22, but 21 by the end of the season. I think he's 1, 2 years and one bad injury, I think. Hopefully. It's not like he needs the money, right? I just think he needs to play and go out on his own terms. No more, please. I'm feeling old watching all these guys come in saying, mate, Andrew, I'm the same. I remember being like 18, 19 years old and watching Wayne Rooney score that goal against Arsenal and think, fucking hell, what a player got here. And now he's retired and working the TV. Mad. And his son's about to start playing. Yeah. Hopefully give him a couple more now, give him a %. I think we'll get one more. If you get one more for John Stones, I'd be very, very buzzing with that. It'd be great. Ake to me is a bigger miss pulpy. He gave everything. Stones is always injured. Yeah, but Stones has done longevity, man. As much you think, the thing is about Stones, you just know he's a good character. And Ake is another one of those that 6 years ago done. And he's underestimated, man. He is a serious professional. And they really matter. You know, so you can't take all these guys out of the team too quickly. What up, Steve? Big up hard, Johnny. So, yeah, John Stones, absolute legend. He's in that category of players underneath. He's in that category of players underneath the statues that will always be remembered. He'll probably have a training pitch or some commemorative stuff named after him. Sir John Stones Way or something like that. Yeah, don't know. Name a bar after him or something. You know what I mean? Something like that. He needs some recognition. He does. You know, and I hope. I can't remember. I think it might have been Stephen McKerney that he made a post saying, when you see the players going up for the trophies at the end of the season, it feels like the ones that when John Stones goes, it feels like it actually really, really matters to him more. Obviously it matters, but to him, it feels like it's another level. And his interview kind of shows that. So if you've not watched it yet, I recommend you go and find this John Stones interview. It's like 4 minutes of a tearjerker. Pause. Mad Summer, a lot of goodbyes. Club moves on. That's it, mate. The king is dead. Long live the king. You find your new heroes and you set your new standards. You're sure you've got who, mate? It's one of those you'll be sat in 30 years going, I remember that John Stones performance in the final. You'll be like, yeah, and your granddad, I'll shut up, you unk. You know what I mean? But yeah. Do you think really more pivotal to sit than I can? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. When we signed John Stones, that first year of transition football, of taking the ball out from the back, there's no other defender in the world that could have done that. And the amount of risks he used to take and the way he just developed his game into being that perfect player for that, it set the standards, man. I really do. It is. Injuries are things, man. It's just life, isn't it? It's life. Imagine we live in a world where John Stones had the Bernardo City attendance figures of like 99 point something percent. I think Bernardo's played 452 games out of 461 or something. Imagine if John Stones had done that. We'd be talking about Franz Beckenbauer levels of football standards. Really, really would have. And we wouldn't be having this Diaz, Kusanov, Gahey, Guardiola. It'd be John Stones would still be number one centre back. It's got to be something, hasn't it? It's got to be something, Gov. There's got to be something memorable out there. Or maybe a statue of John Stones and Bernardo together. That would be perfect for me. Why not? I'd go with that. Why not? You know what? In our lifetime, if we only ever win one, so be it. It's unlikely, but you know, you need standards and you need levels. And just that year, it was destined. We probably deserved to win more, but we haven't. It just makes that one that he did win that very, very little bit more sweeter. You know, it is. So we'll switch our attention to transfers, boys. There's been some murmurings again. We have had murmurings. Let me just get this up. Hold on. We've had murmurings. There aren't murmurings. Statue of John Stones. Just the dog. Yeah, just Johnny, the dog, John Stones. Bernardo Oliver in one hand and dog with Johnny in the other and Johnny Stones. Just looking at the camera going, boom. Remember that? There's a gif out there when he, his first ever interview, he's been interviewing, he just looks at the camera and goes, boom. Like that. Love that. Or it can get a cagoule. Yeah, man. So, this here, Bournemouth will demand a fee in a region of £80 million for Eli Junior Krupi. Thoughts, immediate reactions to that, chat, and I'll show you mine in a minute. My said LB stream, expect a huge turnaround in the summer. I do, mate. I do. I do too. We're looking at building for another decade, and that's the case, and so be it. We'll end up like Alvarez in 3 years. I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about. Yes, it's a lot in it. I mean, is he a baller? Is he a baller, or has he had one good season at Bournemouth? He's a one season so far. Liam Delap had a good season, stinking the place out. You know, other players have had one good seasons, stunk the place out. I am, mate, and it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. It is, because once the World Cup's on, man, every single player that plays well, you know, these online aggregators will be like, such and such a thing played. Weston McKennie's been linked to Man City because he had a good game for America. It's like, oh, man. You take Scott. I don't think he's anywhere near good enough to play for us, but I understand what you mean. They're actually good. Yeah, but he's had one good season, right? So do you want to know my thoughts? There you go. If you know the GIF, you know the GIF. If you know the man, get the fuck out of here. I'm not paying 80 million for him. I'm sorry. I just think it's too much. Off one season? Nah, not having it. Yeah, I think Marmouche is done, mate. But I'm definitely not having 80 million on a one season wonder. I'm not having it. Why are we shopping in England, bro? Selling Marmoush to bringing Cupid is nothing, honestly. Need a different kind of 9. Sounds like a deal. Marmoush ain't going anywhere near there. There's 80 million. Everyone's going to be back up to Haaland. Is what it is, right? Scott will do a Banano job. Yeah, but I think Anderson's your man for that. I think Anderson's your man. Oh, by the way, I did see a stat. I don't know if I can find it here, but Elliot Anderson leads the stats this year for running in the Premier League. Which, if he's already got that level of running around for a team like Forest, then he's just going to replicate that for City. He's your engine man. He's your engine man. I think we're linked with so many players, so we don't know what's happening with Pep and Rodri. What you'll find is the Rodri stuff will be happening behind the scenes, and the club will be making contingency plans. And all this is from somebody in the media reaching out to the press and asking for confirm or deny stuff. And a lot of the time, it's putting 2 and 2 together. By somebody reaching out and saying we're not after him means that they could be after him, and that becomes news. Is he homegrown? Is he? Is Krupi's homegrown? Is he? I don't know. I don't know much about him, mate. I'm not going to sit here and say I follow everyone. I'm over that in my life. It's not me. I can't be asked following that. I haven't got enough brain capacity to deal with that. Place of birth, Lorient. Also, Krupi's not English. No, he's not, is he? He's French. He's French and Portuguese. I mean, he paid 15 million quid for him. They paid 15 million quid. $29 games, 11 goals, 0 assists. I mean, are you paying 80 million for that? No, you're not. Oh, Scott. Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah, okay. Of course you are, yeah. Yo, what up, baby? Good morning, mate. How did you enjoy the football fest last night? Maz was the guy probably who went short outside of Prem, so price out too extortionate. I think Maz is the winger, all right. Maz is your Marmoush / Bob replacement, I think. I just don't want to. I want us to bring in. I want us to bring in a ready-made baller. I need to pluck someone off the shelf and plug him in and go, there you go, mate. And it'd be like they play for us forever. Kvaratskhelia, for instance, I wanted him bad. You went to the gym. I hope you had a good workout, mate. I hope it was worth it. You've got to rewatch it, mate. That's your homework for today, baby. During work, get it on a second screen, and I guarantee you'll enjoy. It was like an all-you-can-eat buffet of sexual football. It was. It had everything. See, Morgan Gibbs White. Now, a lot of you might know, this might not. I get a lot of shit for the Morgan Gibbs White stuff. He's a good player. People don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it, but he's a good player. He is. They don't want to hear it. Really wasn't worth it. I saw a result was a masterclass or a bag of shite defending. There was no defending, mate. There was none. There was no defending, mate, but it was worth watching it just to see watch the highlights, mate. It'd be worth it. Trust me. Get out of here. See, he's a good right. Gibbs White's a good player. Stop hating. He's a good player. He's better than Reinders. I think City got spooked out by the price involved. Do you think, Caddy? I don't know. We'll see. Just say yeah. I would like Gibbs White. However, I think the boat sailed now. I think the boat sailed with Reinders. It was Reinders or Morgan Gibbs White. If we'd have took Morgan Gibbs White on instead of Reinders, I think he'd have had more of an effect on the team this year because he's Premier League proven. He's also had a really good season for Forest, you know. But it's because it's Forest and it's because he's English and it's because it's not others that people didn't want him. Just happens, mate. A lot of their issues are change of management and all that sort of shit. But they're still in the Europa Conference League, aren't they? So they're still doing all right. Tonight is. I saw somebody say it was like ISIS versus Al Qaeda tonight, and I understand why that reference is there. Obviously not condoning that shit, but it's not going to be. I would really like it to be a good game to watch, but it's not going to be. We all know it's going to be a honking snooze fest of. I hope it's a brawl. I hope there's 3 red cards and 8 yellows and injuries and Simeone sent to the stands and Arteta crying. That's the only way I can accept that. Good season or good 3 weeks. I'm sure you're talking about Krupi, right? I don't know. We'll see. They have a good way of producing good players. Semenyo's a good player, so I don't know. Let's just hope tonight's an absolute. I want it to be a battle. I want it to be blood and guts. If it's going to be anything different than last night, I want it to be the exact opposite of savage shithousery. Remember when Savage was grabbing people by the throat and stuff? I want that. I know he's not there anymore, but I want that. I want Rodrigo de Paul to have somebody by the throat. You know, I want Gabriel to be rinsed by Alvarez and Soloff so that he has nightmares. I want to see mental breakdowns on the pitch tonight. Al Jazeera. I ain't even watching it. I missed the Bayern game, so not wasting time on this one. You've got to watch it, mate. It's a second. It's like you've got to watch it. You got to watch it. You just do. Right. So I'm gonna have a quick bash at doing the predictor for the end of the season. Now this website's shit. I don't know if I can find a better one. But we're gonna send it. We're gonna send it, lad. So this involves every fixture, so we have to do every fixture to be able to get the ones we need. So we're gonna do the prediction for the end of the season. Now the other ones are gonna be lightly throwaways. So we're just gonna go through it. So do you think Leeds will beat Burnley 3-1, not 3-11. Brentford, West Ham, I'm gonna go with 1-1 draw. Newcastle will lose to Brighton 2-0. Wolves will lose to Sunderland 2-0. Right, Arsenal versus Fulham. Now I'm gonna be objective here. I'm not gonna be. It was a horny game. I'm gonna be objective, and I'm not gonna be a knob and just do it because I hate Arsenal. I think they're gonna win 2-1. Right. Bournemouth will beat Palace 2-0. United versus Liverpool. I'm going to go with 1-1 draw. Villa versus Spurs. Now I am going to be everything. I'm going to throw the whole hate wagon at Spurs. I hate Spurs. Chelsea will draw with Forest. Everton versus City. Now I'm going to say we're going to win 2-1 on that one, right? So let's have a look what it does to the league. So there we are. We're moving away. We've got 4 games to go. Okay, next game. Liverpool versus Chelsea. 2-1 to Liverpool. Sunderland United. 2-1 to Sunderland. Brighton and Wolves. Going to go 1-0. Fulham Bournemouth. Doesn't really matter. 2-2 Barnstormer. Right. City versus Brentford. This is where Brentford are a good team. However, we have to full send the home games. So I'm going to go 3-0 to City. Right. Palace Everton. 1-1. Burnley versus Villa. 2-0. Forest versus Newcastle. Newcastle is shit. Forest will win to stay up. 2-1. West Ham versus Arsenal. Now, realistically, look at where the league table is there. West Ham will be 3 points above Spurs. I think in the grand terms of the Premier League and my history of watching it for 35 years, teams that are fighting tooth and nail at the bottom of the league, right? And they're doing all right, to be fair, Forest. They're doing all right. And it's a Sunday. Is it a Sunday game? That's not on there, is it? There's definitely a result in there. So I'm going to say there's a 1-1 draw in that. right? And Forest will beat Leeds. Spurs will beat Leeds 2-1. So let's have a look now. So we're now 1 point behind going into the final. 3 games of the season for us, 2 for them. Bottom of the table, it's squeaky bum time for Spurs and West Ham. So we're then going to go on to game week 37. This is where we play Bournemouth, the rearranged fixture. Now, at this point, I'm going to take whatever we can get out of this, and I'm going to say it's going to be a nervy 1-0 win, not 10-0. A nervy 1-0 win on the South Coast. Chelsea will beat Spurs. Villa will beat Liverpool. Arsenal will absolutely thump Burnley. I'm going to go 3-0. Brentford versus Palace, 1-0. Everton, I say they're going to lose to Sunderland. Leeds will beat Brighton 3-2. United will probably lose to Forest 2-1. Newcastle 1-0 versus West Ham. And Fulham versus Wolves. I'm going to go for a 0-0 stinker. Right, let's have a look. So this is where nightmares are. This is nightmare scenario. It is. Yo, what up, Aiden? Good to see you, mate. So we're now in the realms of nightmare material. Bottom of the table is looking like it's going down to the last game of the season. I'm keeping things interesting. Champions League, I think it's all pretty much sewn up by then. However, all these teams might still get in. Chelsea is stinking the place out. So let's go to the final game of the season, the final week of the season, should I say. I don't know why it's not put that extra City game in there, but we'll get to that. It's probably not updated. So let's go with the final game of the season. Sunderland will beat Chelsea 2-1. Brighton, United will win 1-0. Chelsea could send Spurs down. I hope so. Palace versus Arsenal, last game of the season. Palace have got nothing to play for. So I reckon they're good. I reckon it's going to be 3-1 to Arsenal. Burnley Wolves. I fancy a Burnley last win in the last game of the season. Fulham versus Newcastle. I'm going to go for 3-3. Liverpool versus Brentford. Potential last game of the season for Salah if he's fit. Probably maybe the last game for Arne Slot. We don't know. I'm going to go for 2-2. City versus Villa. 4-2. John Stones hat-trick last game of the season. And then Forest versus Bournemouth. 2-1. Spurs versus Everton. Spurs win 3-0, but it's not enough because West Ham beat Leeds 2-0. And then what we're left with is our own game that we've not got on there, which is City versus Crystal Palace, right? Yeah. So this is the way it's going to look. And we have our extra game here. So Arsenal will finish on 83. Effectively means, by looking at that, let's just look at the bottom of the table first. So I've relegated Spurs. See you later. Pack your shit, boys. You're off to the Championship. By the way, have you seen the Lincoln City players? You've seen the Lincoln City players mocking Spurs? They were singing Tottenham away, ole, ole. They were singing that in the game the other night. So yeah, this is where we're up to. So this is the league. And we have to play Crystal Palace in our game in hand. Now, effectively, all we need to do, looking at the way our things there, is draw. A draw would win us the league. Because their goal difference is 44. If we draw 1-1 or 2-2 or 0-0, ours will still be 44. We'll be level on points. It goes on goals scored. We've scored more. But I still think we'd beat Palace anyway. So in my world of predictions, it would be over by 1 point, by 2 points, or on goal difference. So yeah, I don't know what you think about that, whether I'm full of shit, probably. But I think I've been quite reasonable there. I think the game where Arsenal dropped points is West Ham. I do. And looking at the bottom of the league, West Ham, that point against Arsenal will keep them up looking at this. So yeah. What are we thinking, chaps? Chapettes? I don't understand why it's not let us put that final game in, but it is what it is. But yeah. Effectively, if we win all our games of the season, we win. If we draw one, I think Arsenal will draw one. It's over. Our goal scored would do it. That's a lot of that's come down to the 4-1, the 4-2 win in the final game of the season against Villa. So yeah, we're definitely in for strap your fucking pants, boys. We're in for an emotional weekend. First last week of the season is going to be emotional. But yeah, there's that. That's that. I guess we'll find out. We will. We're about to find out. I don't usually do prediction stuff like that, but who knows? If anyone, by the way, if anyone's watching or anything like that has got a better version of what I've just done, please send it me. I was going to make my own on a spreadsheet, but then I just thought I can't be asked. I can't be asked. Genuinely can't be asked. I've got better things to do in my life. Speaking of life, by the way, important life update. I think it'll be over before Villa, mate. I said it'll be over after the Bournemouth game, which effectively it might be. But important life update that might affect these streams going forward. Start a new job on the 12th of May. Luckily for me, it means I can work from home the days we do the shows on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It just might have to be moved forward an hour to 8 a.m. because I start work at 9. So we'll see how things go. I'd quite like to keep things going as they are. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, City breakfast. We'll see how things go. But yeah, nice one, mate. I have been through the mill. Obviously, you'll know I have been through the ringer looking for a job. But yeah, I can't disclose where I'm going to work, but I'll be going back into influencer management in the gaming industry, which is good. So yeah, we're doing that. I did actually randomly turn down a job on the Women's Super League just because that was only temporary. This would have been full time. So yeah, in we go, boys. In we go. You might have a clue where. You probably you'd be aware of it. I think. If I explain it to you, baby, you know when we've worked in the same industry for a while, you'll be aware of it. But yeah, cheers, gamer. Appreciate you, mate. So before we head off, has anyone got any other business they want to lay out on the table? Any other business? Anything that I've missed over the last couple of days? Any big bits of news? Let's just check City Extras just in case something's happened right now. Nothing at all. Thought you were going to say as an Apple packer. I quite enjoyed that analogy. I watched it. Obviously I don't like watching my own content. Nobody likes watching their own content back, but I thought I did all right with that Apple analogy. I thought it worked. I tend to watch a few of the City games, mate. It would have been working on the production side of things, which I've done a few things like that before, but yeah, it was just to help out, and the season's ending, so it would have been more doing that for this year to keep working it next year. But look, I just need, for me at the minute, I've been out of work since September properly, and it's been a brutal 6 months. So yeah, just nice to get some. It's nice to feel valid and get some employment, I guess. I've seen the new North Stand prices, mate. I've seen about this this back row singing chorus vibe thing, and I just don't know. I think this new North Stand is going to be a stinking honker of a stand for about another 10 years before they get the balance right. Let's be real, it's not for us. It's for concerts. If you ever watched concerts at the Etihad, you know full well now that the musical side of the events and stuff are going to be at the South Stand, and you're going to be singing to the North Stand, and you're going to have people there paying 10 grand a ticket just to sit there with their feet up with a Prada suits on, sunglasses, watching Oasis. That's what it's built to. And eventually, I said this last year, NFL is coming to Manchester. It is coming. We're already having the basketball at the Co-op. NFL will be at the Etihad in 3 years. Champions League finals, but NFL, Manchester will get, there'll be some kind of thing brewing. You've noticed If you have, you noticed some of the NFL guys lurking around City and City content. Something will happen there. Wouldn't be surprised if there's some sort of franchise that has the Etihad as a broad thing like Spurs have got. So yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Well, yeah, I also got some other good news this morning. So for those that weren't aware, I don't think I made this really public, to be fair. I was in a car accident a year ago on a driving lesson, by the way. On my third or fourth ever driving lesson, I was rear-ended, pause, by a work van. And it's taken over a year and a month. Well, it's taken another a year to get my compensation through, and it's come through this morning. So after this stream, I'm looking at all days. I've got a bit of space between now and next Thursday. I'm going to go away for 3 nights somewhere. I think I'm just going to fuck off. 3 nights in the sun, take my iPad, do the city breakfast by the pool, chill out, come back, go to the city game because Kelly's coming over from America. So I said I'd go to the game with Kelly and see Kelly for a bit and then start work on the Tuesday. So yeah, man, I'm going to treat myself to a little break. I think. What about lawn bowls? You know what, Gov? Here's the thing, right? When I was 14, 15, 16, I won trophies playing for a team for lawn bowls, Crown Green Bowling. I was really good. Like locally, I won the same trophy back to back, like a solo tournament back to back, the 2-time. And so I did that, and then my local club's like asking for people to join. So I'm going to join my local one as well and go back. Pope is taking us all out, lads. If I see you, I'll buy you a coffee. But yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna nip away for a couple of days. If I can find something suitable, I'm literally gonna contact my travel agent this morning and say, look, I need to go away for 3 days. Find me a seat, find me an hotel with a beach and some sun. I'm off skis. So we'll do that. But yeah, do me a favor, chat. If you've enjoyed the broadcast, please like the stream, like the videos, comment if you like it, subscribe would be great. We're on our way up to the first milestone of 500. So yeah, I'll be back Friday. Hopefully we're going to be talking about a decent Champions League game, or if not, let's hope Arsenal have been tonked. We'll preview the Everton game on Monday as much as we can. Talk about the Premier League stuff for the weekend. Maybe I'll be in another country. We'll see. We don't know. Maybe I'll be traveling and we'll have to postpone until I get there. I don't know. But yeah, do me a favor, lads. Like the stream. If you're in the UK and it's nice and sunny outside, enjoy your day. And yeah, man, I'm literally about to go holiday hunting. It's going to be good. Good times. Take care, boys. Enjoy the rest of your day. And hopefully, you know, some positive news comes out about stuff for City-related things. You never know. I am like manifesting a Rodri contract extension. But yeah. Take care, boys. I'll see you all next time. Peace out.